How was Bali?
Typical Aussie holiday.
Taking over another country again and just...
Okay, well...
I bust in Melbourne CBD, right in front of the State Library, the heart of Melbourne CBD. Now I'm busking, right? I'm playing songs. And they start coming up to you while you're busking and they start screaming at you. Play that song from Led Zeppelin, bro! And then this lady came up to me on the left. Let him sing what he wants! Shut the fuck up!
Oh no!
I was driving to Dandenong. Suddenly there was two girls right in front of her house. But when they stopped in front of my car, they were like banging like... And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Am I gonna get fucked? Am I gonna get robbed right now? And they were like banging on the window. Help! Help! My number one worry was, do not scratch the car. Do not. just don't damage the car. I can't afford this shit. Welcome to the episode. Crazy stories in Melbourne, alright? But before we start, finally you're back, brother. You're back from Bali. How was Bali?
Yes, sir.
Typical Australians going over to...
typical Aussie holiday going to Bali.
Went to Bali and then taking over another country again and just...
Okay, well... it was good fun, man. It was good fun. It was a much needed break for me.
Yeah.
I haven't gone on a vacation in a long time. Like I haven't... I think it was like 3 years ago. Was my last was my last vacation
since COVID,
okay.
basically.
And that was like to Gold Coast, so I haven't been to another country since like 2018, 19, so a while. So yeah, man, I met up with my cousins, my other family. That was
your cousins in Bali?
No, cousins in America that flew to Bali.
Jeez.
Yeah.
They're Indian, yeah.
Yes, right. No.
Imagine you having cousins like
they're white Americans,
white American cousins.
They're white American cousins. No, it was my dad's older sister and her family. So they came. My oldest cousin, my oldest first cousin, my big brother. I hadn't seen him in 10 years. Last time he came was 2014 to visit us. So yeah, fuck. Doesn't even. It's weird to say that I hadn't seen him in a decade. That was like like a fucking decade. I
wonder who made the word decade, right? Like 10 years. 10 years sounds insane already. And then one guy decided let's make a new word for this, decade. And then decade sounds I think so cool for some reason.
It comes from something.
Definitely it comes from something. But the fact that the word decade just makes it sound cool.
Decade? No, sorry.
Shut the fuck up. All right. So how is Bali? What do you do as a typical Australian?
As a typical Aussie, It was a touristy vacation. Like, you know, we went to the hotspots, did a lot of the things that you'd see normal tourists do. We went like water sports on the beach was good fun, like jet skiing and shit. That was actually a lot of fun, for real. A lot of temples in Bali. My family is Hindu, and Bali is a predominantly Hindu island.
Yep.
It's whereas like mainland Indonesia is more Muslim, and Bali is very much Hindu. So it's really cool to like, I don't know, just go around and you see like statues of like Krishna and Vishnu. And bro, Bali goes hard with their statues, man.
Yeah.
They go hard with their statues. Like at normal, like a lot of the main intersections around Bali, right? Or like, close to the airport. We stayed in Seminyak. Which is Seminyak, which is not too Seminyak.
I love hearing the Australian way of saying Seminyak. I'm telling you, you guys' accent just makes everything sound too cool. Right? We talked about this, right? Like for Asians, when we hear the Aussie accent, like everything just sounds smart and cool.
Yeah.
The fact that you're saying it Seminyak, it's like Seminyak. Even my dad is going to listen to this being like Seminyak.
Yeah. Just like the intersection that there's a lot of it, like a lot of the like the main intersections, they just have like huge like statues in the middle, like in use for their roundabouts. And there was this one, it was like one that comes directly after the airport it's fucking huge. There's like, don't come at me, I'm not sure which god it was. I think it was Vishnu. I apologize, it might be someone else. I think it was Vishnu, and he's just surrounded by like a bunch of like different religious creatures and stuff, like I don't, just like animals. I couldn't tell you which ones.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Most importantly, in my opinion, what food do you eat?
Bro, for me personally, it was a lot of mee goreng, nasi goreng.
Let's go,
bro, like a lot, bro.
Represent,
bro. Like a lot of my Aussie homies will know that Indomie fucking slaps. Indomie slaps like a fucking bitch, bro.
Okay. Worldwide, obviously, Indomie is the best.
Oh
one
my
of the
god,
best.
fucking Indomie is...
Instant dry noodles, the best. There's no argument.
There's honestly, I couldn't find a replacement.
Correct.
Honestly,
You know,
Indomie
that's
is
what
just-
they do in restaurants. They actually just take some of the restaurants. They just take the Indomie and they put the powder in, but they fry it. So they actually like fry the thing.
so like an actual like proper fried like because what is it? What is me? Does me
Means noodles.
means noodle? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Goreng means fried, does
Yeah.
it? Yeah. Okay, so it's like proper like goreng.
Yeah, of course, it depends on the restaurant itself. But some restaurants do that, and I love it. So they add like their own vegetables, meat.
Yeah. I think one of the places that we went to was just that.
Yeah.
It was just like Indomie, but it had like
But it's
they,
properly
like,
fried.
properly fried. They had their own
Exactly.
like sautéed vegetables and stuff in it.
Exactly,
It was really good.
And the price, when you compare it to
Oh
the
my
price of
fucking
Australia.
god! Don't get me started on the
Oh
price,
my
bro.
god, bro.
Oh my god, bro.
Fucking Australia, I think you can buy an Indomie in Australia, and like not the packet one. If they were to do the same thing and they fry it, I feel like it would have been like $20.
Yeah, like because that's like a proper meal, right? Like that's that's a selection of a meal. 15-20 bucks easily here. There, like $6, like $6-7.
But $6 for Bali, yeah, for Bali that makes sense. I feel like $6 is still for Indonesia kind of high.
Yeah,
you could definitely get $3.
Yeah,
bro.
probably right.
Yeah.
But that's like that comes with like a lot of these places came with sides of French fries. Like basically, like no matter what you ordered,
It's for you guys. That's why.
that's what I'm saying. Like it was
you
like
fucking white people.
it was like I was like looking through menus and I'm like, everything has a side of French fries. Fuck, and you know what? They do their French fries like pretty fucking good. Pretty good, man. Pretty good French fries.
You guys have changed. You guys have changed Bali, right? I don't know how you guys have changed, but I've never had like French fries in Bali. So
yeah.
do you at least try? Oh, every restaurant you tried it.
Well, it's not even like that. I like went to try it. Like
It's just
it
there.
just came like with like a side of fucking French fries.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, Bali talk aside, we're talking about the crazy stories that I've had in Melbourne. So I've been here for 2 years, right, as an international student. So there's a lot of cultural differences that we're going to keep talking about. And especially in Melbourne CBD, bro.
Melbourne
just-
CBD goes crazy.
Yeah, I don't understand, all right? So coming from Singapore, Malaysia, I've been to Korea, been to what else? Indonesia. Usually the city is, I wouldn't say the best place to be, but I guess the safest and the nicest, like the cleanest place that you would have been to. Same as Singapore. Singapore, we have Orchard Road. Malaysia, we have Kuala Lumpur. Everything is sort of the most metropolitan part of it.
Yeah,
the
like,
cleanest, right?
Like the most.
Yeah. Melbourne CBD is like, fuck it, this is going to be the worst part about Melbourne. We're going to put all the homeless people here. We're going to put all the drug dealers here for some reason.
Yeah, can you like? It's weird to think about. No, that like in Melbourne, the most homeless are in the city.
Why? I still haven't. We should definitely be on like a computer and talk about and like research why.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
understand
like-
why.
it's-
Because okay, background on me with the stories that I faced. I bust in Melbourne CBD, right in front of the State Library, like not dead center, but somewhere right in front of the State Library. If you guys are in Melbourne, you should know, or if you want to just Google that, State Library, Victoria, Melbourne. It's one of the key landmarks that you have to explore when you come to Melbourne. And there's buskers over there. People, they sit in front of the grass patch. People have like not picnics, but they just sit down there, like read books, have like a little small snack and stuff. It's the heart of Melbourne CBD. It's at Melbourne Central Station as well, Melbourne Central Mall. Everything is there, right? So think about it. This is the library to be at. This is the heart of Melbourne CBD. Now I'm busking, right? I'm playing songs.
Yeah.
I wouldn't consider myself a bad singer, right? I can
Please.
I can hold a
Hammy.
tune, all right?
Hammy.
All right.
Give
I can
yourself
hold a
some
tune.
respect. Give yourself some credit, mate.
Give yourself some
This guy
respect.
sings.
All right.
This guy sings. Wait, pull up one of your tracks.
Pull up one of my tracks right
Pull
now?
up one of your tracks right now.
We'll just do some Ed Sheeran, all right? Okay, so we'll go to the story and I'll sing a little bit for it to make sense.
Oh my God,
right?
guys,
For it to
actually,
make
I'm
sense, because I usually busk for like 5 hours straight,
Damn.
and I'll take breaks in between, of course.
Right, but like.
And then obviously you have to play an Ed Sheeran song. You just have to, right?
Yeah,
it's
gonna
one man,
attract
one
you.
guitar. You
Yeah,
just have to.
yeah.
And there are quite a few times where a couple wants me to sing that, and at this specific day, right, when I was busking in the cold summer for some reason in Melbourne, it's cold summer. This couple I think they were married and they wanted me to sing Perfect by Ed Sheeran because that was like their wedding song. And sure, why not?
Yeah.
I sang it once. Fine. Then another couple came up and they want me to sing again. Like, cool. Let's go again. So I'm there singing this damn song again, right? I found a love for me. That thing, right? And after I sang it twice, this motherfucker came up to me. This young dude came up to me. And he's just like, he gave me $5. It's like, dude, just stop singing Ed Sheeran, bro. and I'm looking at him like, you can take your money back, all right? You can take your money back. I don't need your fucking opinion, all right? Because in Singapore, I don't face this at all.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that to someone? It doesn't make any sense. I'm not... And you can clearly see the two people dancing in front of me, all right? You can clearly see that they're like in love and let me just sing in peace. Stop. Why do you have to judge, all right? And this is just the tip of the night, all right? This is
was this at night?
Going to the night. This was
like
going to
evening,
the night.
was it?
Yeah, evening. So it's perfect, right? Perfect time.
Like a good,
it's about to
yeah.
sunset, and then people want romantic songs, and people were singing along. It was a vibe, right? It was a vibe.
Yep.
But that was the start of where I can feel this night is going a little bit off. So once the night hits, right? So in Melbourne CBD, like we said, there's quite a few homeless people. There's quite a few people who are like high, drunk. All these things are happening. People who are drunk, it's fine. You know, when they're drunk and they're going by like, oh, bro, go and sing, bro.
Yeah, that's been me on a few club nights.
Yeah,
that has been me.
And that's fine. I don't mind that while singing. It's fine. But once you get people who are high, like you clearly know the amount of smoke that's coming out of that cigarette isn't a cigarette. That's not a fucking cigarette, all right? And they start coming up to you while you're busking, and they just go to you while I'm one guy, and I have one acoustic guitar, and I'm singing love songs, right? And they start screaming at you, play that song from Led Zeppelin, bro. I'm like, bro, what do you expect me to do on this acoustic guitar? Or like if I have a piano
on the acoustic as well,
exactly.
You know, fucking ripping some Zeppelin.
And if you guys want me to do it exactly the way I heard it, trust me, it's play Led Zeppelin, bro. They were actually screaming at me, alright?
Oh no.
I don't know what to respond to that. Coming from an Asian country, I don't even know how to respond to like people who heckle at me.
Yeah.
Now, you'd think that would be the worst already. And there are a lot of people who ask for songs that are just not plausible, all right? That's just annoying, right? I've seen that happen a lot. But the thing that makes it worse is when other homeless people join. And then this lady came up to me on the left. Let him sing what he wants.
Oh,
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, no.
This was happening while I was singing, all right? While I was singing, these two were just in the middle of a fight, and then the lady had a drink in her hand while she was drunk, and the guy who was definitely high on weed or something was up there in the front still asking me to sing Led Zeppelin. me as a Singaporean, I'm just, how do I handle this?
Yeah, see, that confrontation is one that's
confrontation.
Especially in the CBD. And like, yeah, it's like you will in the Melbourne CBD, you will at least once a day. Like, okay, for a bit of context, I should say Hammy has probably gone to the CBD more than I have. I do not go to Melbourne City.
Yeah,
I do not go to the city. There's not really a reason for me to go to the city. Like, I haven't me and my mates will go, I don't know, if there's like some place cool to eat in the city, we'll go every now and again. But I just haven't gone to the city in like the most I ever went to the city was the year that I did my my diploma. And because like I took the train to Southern Cross every day.
Yeah, it makes sense as well, right? Because even when I'm back at home, I don't go to Orchard that many times, and all the tourist spots aren't necessarily the place that I go to. You know?
Yeah.
So me as a tourist, obviously I'll go to the tourist spots in Melbourne, but you locally, you won't really do that as much.
Yeah, I've always, I'm back in the suburbs, man. I'm just chilling at my homie's house or.
Yeah, it's weird because when we think about suburbs and how dark it is at night, I have the assumption that it's more dangerous. But for some reason, it's the opposite in Melbourne. In CBD, it's so fucked. It is so fucked in the city.
Opposite. Like,
why? I need to do a research about this. Like, we should have done some research about this, but
yeah, probably.
Like,
yeah, it's I don't know. I think the CBD at night just attracts like a very like a loud kind of crowd.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's nothing.
And
It's not
when-
even the clubs or like the strip clubs or whatever. Like those are fine. Like drunk people are fine. It's their like specific. I guess people who are high on drugs or something. It's so obvious when they have weed, bro.
Yeah, bro.
It's
That's
so
not even
obvious.
like it's like there's a lot of like people are just on hard drugs, like out and about, just openly, and you can tell, guys, come on,
You can tell.
you can tell,
Yeah, you can tell.
you can tell.
Yeah.
But like yeah, that's the thing that in Melbourne there's in like a suburb, right? Like at night it's. You could go for like a walk at 1 a.m. Chances are you're gonna be pretty good, right? I'd say it's a whole lot safer than if you were like out in the CBD at like 1 or 2.
Despite the fact that it's like super dark, right?
Yeah. It's you know what? You've pointed that out. I never really gave it all that much thought, but it gets really fucking dark. Yeah, it gets really dark. I don't know.
Because
I think
I'm coming from Singapore, so everything is sort of city-like, and we have high-rise buildings, HDB. That's what we call it. So everywhere is always bright. Literally beside my room is a fucking car park, multi-story car park.
Yeah.
So my room is never dark.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just filled with lights. So the fact that when I first came here and everyone's living in the suburb, to me that was weird. And like how dark it was, I felt unsafe, and I thought CBD would be safer. And then going out at night in the CBD, I'm just like, you know what? Maybe I won't hang out in the city too much, because there's a lot of. You'll get a different story every single time. It's sort of like going to New York, right? When you watch Casey Neistat, the amount of shit that happens in New York is exactly like that. Melbourne CBD is exactly
honestly,
like that.
I don't think Melbourne CBD has enough rep around the world for what it is. You know, I feel like people need to put some respect on Melbourne CBD, bro. Melbourne CBD at night it's just the nightlife. The nightlife in the CBD is just it's just that way. It's just the way that it is. It's not very like, because the city itself is, during the day it's a place for work for a lot of people, right? And a place to shop.
And uni, because there's
uni. Yeah, of course. There's a lot of
RMIT,
unis,
Uni Melb.
There's
those two.
Yeah,
those two are the main ones.
main
So there's
ones.
always students around that place.
Exactly. But at night it completely shifts. Like the demographic shifts, right? It turns into something. It's no longer like the central business district. It's not a business district anymore. No, it's like this is where like dudes are coming to hang out, party, have fun, go to the clubs. But it's also like for like a lot of the homeless people as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's where they can, I don't know, because you can't really do all that much in broad daylight, can you? So.
Yeah, it's weird because I guess all the students who are living around student accommodations in the city already found out about this. But I think when they first came here,
it's rather unexpected.
Yeah, it's very, very unexpected. Like my dad said, like my dad came here a month ago. Yeah, a month ago. And when we went to the CBD, he just looked at me and said, God, this is the only place that we've walked to everywhere in Melbourne, and we've already done Great Ocean, go to my neighborhood, we've went everywhere, and he's like, this is the only place where I feel a little bit unsafe.
It's where
it's interesting. It's just interesting.
Aussies are just like a really like loud crowd. Like at the end of the day, they're just
at night.
There's like you if you walk through, everyone's just like shouting at each other across the street.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be like in a bad confrontational manner though either. It's just like if someone's got like a fucking, I don't know, goofy ass fucking dress on or some shit.
Yeah, they would say it. Yeah.
Then,
Dude, oh my god, luckily you said this, because I remember one more story recently. It was raining in Melbourne CBD. I was in Melbourne CBD. And then there was this couple on the electric scooters that you could in Melbourne CBD.
The electric
There's a lot
scooters.
of electric scooters in Melbourne CBD where you can just pay, I think, per hour or per minute. and distance.
Some of them are like Lime. Lime's one.
Yeah.
There's one that starts with Z. I forgot. Do you know what it is? It's like
I don't remember what. Okay, whatever it is. I remember seeing this couple on it, and it was raining, right? So it's kind of slippery.
Yep.
And in the middle of the road, there's in the sides of the road, there's a pathway for scooters. So they were on that side, and they fell, right? They fell in the middle of the intersection. So it's pretty serious. I was trying to rush myself to help them out. Everybody was trying to get them up.
Yep.
Like fucking 10 meters down the road, there's a bar and a bunch of guys just drinking, right?
Yep.
And from 10 meters away, they're like, bro, what the fuck is happening? It was so fucked, bro. It was so fucked because people were actually like down there on the floor, and I could see they were hurt, and people were laughing, and it just you would never get this in the middle of any other neighborhood other than Melbourne CBD.
See, yeah, it's also like, it's interesting for me personally to like hear your perspective on it, right? Because like I've seen it like all my life here. Like that sort of like interaction of like something happening, and then like maybe like 10, 15 dudes like not even related to the situation just start screaming about it. Like that's a very common occurrence here. And honestly, that might be something that scares you a little bit as well, because especially if you're not used to it, right? Because like as you said, you're in Singapore, that sort of thing doesn't happen. Like people are very reserved to themselves, right? Yeah, not here. Not
It's
fucking
insane.
here. Every you see someone fall down, ha ha, bitch! It's like,
It's such a huge culture difference because as an international student, a lot of people just come here with the mindset of, okay, cool, we're going to come here to study. We're going to be in uni in the city. We're going to be safer in the city. There's a lot of people in the city. We should be safer. And then you realize this kind of shit happens in the city. Just beware, right? For anyone who's planning to come over for international study in Melbourne specifically, just beware with this kind of thing. And they don't mean any harm. It's just the culture. That's just like as blatantly honest as I can be without sheltering anything. This is the culture in Melbourne CBD.
yeah, that's just how it is. Don't be too scared. It can be a little frightening if you're not used to like that type of like confrontational interaction, right? Or like not even like confrontational, just loud. It's loud, right? Yeah. Don't be scared. It happens a lot. You'll see it. You'll get used to it. Just, you know, if you're reserved, you keep to yourself, no one's gonna bother you.
Yeah. And aside from the people laughing, there were actually people helping, right? So don't be too worried.
Yeah,
about
no,
that.
we're just singling out like the loud
It's just
apples.
a lot of
you know, there's
messed up stories.
There's a lot of. Don't worry, we're a good bunch. We'll help you out.
Yeah. Ude's proof. All right, we got the Australian Indian over here. All right. Other than Melbourne CBD, let's talk a little bit about the other neighborhoods. All right.
Mm-hmm.
What I found, I think we call it inner suburbs, right? Like where I'm at, right, where we're at right now. Inner suburbs.
Southeast.
Yeah,
inner
southeast or like Preston, that kind of area. Inner suburbs are usually the best for me because it's the right balance of like you are outside of the city, you have the like neighborhood feel that you like, but at the same time there's still quite a few stores around you. And then there's the outer suburbs like Dandenong, Frankston, Craigieburn up north. Dandenong, bro. We have to talk about Dandenong. Like, Dandenong and Frankston have a reputation in Melbourne for
a very big
an interesting neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
Let's call it an interesting
neighborhood.
But unfortunately, I try to only get opinions when I face it myself.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I did experience something crazy in
Okay.
Dandenong.
Please go on.
So, I have a friend that lives in Dandenong, all right? And after work, we finish work at like 10 p.m. and stuff. And usually, if we're working the same shift, I send her home because it's pretty far.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no buses. I mean, there are buses, but I was like, you know what? Let's just send her home just to be safe.
Yep.
But one day, this wasn't after work. I think we just hung out, and then I sent her home. This was just 9 p.m. It wasn't even that late, right?
Yeah.
So I sent her home at 9 p.m. I was driving to Dandenong, and then I stopped to see if I should just stop her here, and then I can get out easier.
Okay.
And I'm like, you know what? Never mind. Let's just go in all the way. So I went in all the way today, right? All the way to right in front of her house. Suddenly, there was two girls right in front of her house, in the middle of the road, right? And they were doing this like, stop. And I was wondering what is happening right now.
Like waving their hands.
Yeah, they were waving their hands. Like they were waving like stop. And then the second they waved their hands, that's one thing, right? But when they stopped in front of my car, they were like banging like
they're banging the hood.
They're banging my car, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? You know, am I gonna get fucked? Like, am I gonna get robbed right now? Like, because those kind of actions aren't drunk, you know? And there's a lot of things right now that I've realized that I shouldn't have done, but at that moment it was just, what the fuck is happening?
Right.
And then she went up to my friend's side and they were like banging on the window, help, help, help.
Help?
Yeah, she was saying help. And of course, when I heard help, I pushed down the windows.
Fucking
The second we pushed down the window, she was putting her hand in and like, help. And then my friend was just like, oh no. No. I was so confused with what was happening. And in my head, this can't be drunk because drunk people don't react like this. So the only thing with my police mind was they're high and I'm not going to let random strangers in my car. But at the same time, my number one worry was, do not scratch the car, do not just don't damage the car. I can't afford this. Shit. I literally cannot afford this shit. And then after like a minute of this happening, and they were trying to, luckily, this a reminder for all of you again, lock your doors. Always lock your doors before you drive off. Now my car is locked. Whoever's listening to this podcast right now, lock your doors right now.
Lock your fucking doors.
Because they started to try to open the back door.
Holy shit, what is fucking going on,
I don't
bro?
know what the fuck is going on, bro. I don't know what are they running from. I don't understand. I'm trying to understand as well. And then my friend was just drive. So while I had my car on park, I was already revving it up. Go to drive.
Wait, did they not like give you an explanation
No, they
for
didn't.
help, or were they just kept
yeah, they were
screaming
just
help?
like stumbling and asking for help. And then once I drove off, I could see from my rearview mirror they were like,
For those of you listening, Hammy made a
like, why are you going away?
Going away? Just
So now that I'm reflecting on it, it can't be drunk, right? Like they must have been high or like trying to get something out of it. Am I crazy or am I crazy?
I don't know. I feel like you can't have to be like in the moment for that sort of thing. Like, because if you hear that, you might think, because I kind of thought it as well. You might think that like, oh, they've been injured, right? Or they seriously need some help.
That's the thing, because I was thinking that as well. If they
Yeah.
were actually needing help or they were injured or whatever, I think they would have said it straight.
Yeah, see, that's why I asked. Like, so they gave absolutely zero
It's zero.
explanation. So it was just like they stopped you in the middle of the street, started banging on your car, and then tried to just get in the car while screaming help.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
see, like I don't know, bro.
I don't know. I feel like they
Yeah.
it's one of those, you know, like you see on Twitter where people act like they've broken down and then they try to steal your car.
Yeah,
that was
it's
going through my head.
Is that what? Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
was like running in your head while that was at. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I just it's
Dandenong?
weird because I couldn't imagine like. Yeah, if it was like my own suburb, I don't think that's a very like.
Right, it's not a common thing, right?
Yeah,
And
I've
you're-
never had such like such an experience like that.
Right. So, reminder from this story, guys, lock your cars first. First of all, always just lock your car before you drive off. You really never know what's going to happen. And yeah, neighborhoods, you know. From my experience, Dandenong and Frankston it lives up to its reputation.
Yeah.
But
See, the thing is, like, I haven't gone down to, I haven't gone to like Dandenong and Frankston all that much because they're, like you said, they're on the outer side of the suburbs. They're quite far away, especially from like where I live as well. Right, I have no business being there, so I can't form much of like a personal opinion on what I think of the suburbs. Mostly just because I haven't experienced it, but the reputation for those types of suburbs, like especially from like word of mouth and like your mates and stuff, is just like it's just a fucked up place.
Yeah.
It's a fucked up place.
And it's a weird thing because I've realized you need a car in Melbourne, right? To really go around, you really, really need a car to really explore Melbourne as well. But once you do and you start sending people home or like you exploring different places, this is where you start to really see what neighborhoods are like and insane stories that you're going to experience. So especially for my dearest Asian international students and we're not used to confrontation or like these weird scenarios, take note. We'll just end it off with always lock your cars.
Yeah.
Always lock your cars.
Lock your cars.
Yeah.
Don't be too scared of the CBD at night. It's not that bad.
Yeah, but still, when you
But-
go to
but
this,
like- but-
when you go to
but
the
still.
CBD, still lock your car.
Bro, yes. Yeah, fucking for sure, mate. Yes.
Yeah, lock your cars. All right,
All right.
that's it.